Hey everybody, I wanted to give you a quick installation video on my LiLEAD Auto Starter. Start out with some of the stuff that comes in the kit. First of all, you have a positive battery adapter, as you can see by the plus right there. You have a little micro switch to control it remotely. Comes with installation instructions here for installing the negative terminal of the battery. You have an owner's manual that has the positive installation instructions as well as some information about it. It's a pretty good manual. It's got a lot of pictures in it. You have the unit itself, and this is the box that comes in. And the reason I bought this, I'm pretty excited about this. I'm going to install it on my daughter's car. She's away at school right now, and she is not driving the car very often. Neither are we. So it's just sitting here, and as you can tell, it's the original battery. So I don't know how long it's going to last, and a tool like this is really going to be helpful for me because I'll be able to rest assured that the battery is not just going to die on me. What this starter does, it doesn't have a battery. It's not a battery booster. What it does is disconnects your battery. It breaks the circuit from the car to the battery if the voltage in the battery gets too low. So the reason that's good is because if you have any kind of drain or even just natural drain from a car sitting there not being driven long enough, the battery's going to lose charge over time. So this device, this auto starter, detects when the battery voltage gets too low, below 12 volts, and it breaks that circuit automatically. And that prevents further drain on the battery. So the next time you go to start it, nothing will happen because the circuit's broken. You just tap the little button on the remote here, and the circuit gets re-engaged. This is what the auto starter unit will re-engage that circuit and close it again and allow the juice that's in your battery to start the car. So it prevents the battery from getting too weak to start the car. So to me, that's a huge benefit because the car sits for most of the time, and I won't know if the battery goes dead. I'm not going to come out here and check it with a multimeter every so often. That's just not something you do. So this prevents going out to the car, going to start it, and the battery's dead, so you have to jump it. In the event it does get too low, just come out, tap this switch, which you can mount anywhere. They advise putting it somewhere in the engine compartment, but you could even put it inside the car through a hole in the firewall if you want to get really slick. So you come out here, tap that little button, it re-engages the circuit, and your battery has enough juice to start the motor. And then from there, the alternator will run. So that's why I bought it. It seems like a great product for me. So now I'm going to take you through installing it. Alright, so to install this product, I needed two different wrenches. You may only need one depending on how much room you have in your engine compartment. First, a 10mm wrench to disconnect the battery terminal, and I'm going to put it on the negative side because it seems like a better spot to put it. I have some room right here. Secondly, I grabbed a 15mm wrench because I'm going to flip the terminal over on the unit because I have more space here. So as it comes, it fits right here over your battery terminal. And where that's a problem for me is I can't get a wrench underneath there when I put it in. So I'm going to flip this over, and that'll put this sitting on top of it. And that gives me all the room I need, and it doesn't interfere with the hood coming down. So first of all, I'm going to connect the battery terminal. And forgive me for the quality of the video and obstructing the camera view and everything. I'm definitely not a professional installer or reviewer or anything like that. So I've got the battery terminal off to the side, and just for safety's sake, I'm also going to disconnect the positive terminal. And this comes with a positive and negative because, as you can see, the positive post is bigger around than the negative post. So they've got you covered. That's why the positive one, it comes with a different one, and also an adapter to plug in there. So it's got you covered depending on whichever side of the battery you want to put it on. So like I said, I'm going to put on the negative side. And I'm going to disconnect the piece here. It just screws in. And I'm going to transfer the washer and the lock washer to the other side. Tighten that down a little bit, so I still want to place it. So I'm going to fit that over there, and that gives me enough room. So now I can tighten that down the rest. I'll make sure I get a good connection. And then I'll fit the battery cable over the post that's on top of the unit. Make sure it's nice and clean. It is. So I'll seat that on there and then tighten this back up. Okay, got a good tight connection here. Next, got to find the right wrench to tighten that up, because that I believe is not a 15. Yep, it's probably a 13 millimeter. Go grab one. And it is. And then we're going to attach this to a body ground, one that's connected to metal. See one right here. And I can see that I can slide it under here and have a solid metal on metal connection. Tighten that bolt back down. Nice and tight, good connection. And the last connection to make is to attach to the remote button. And they give you plenty of room, plenty of cord here. I'm not going to need nearly all of this, so I'm going to keep the twisty it came with. There's also 3M adhesive on the back, so you can stick it to something and hold it down. I'm going to also secure it with the zip ties. Included are 2 zip ties to hold it. But I'm going to run it up here under the hood. And I think I'm going to place it right here. So that just gives me a spot. This car doesn't have power locks, which is a great thing for me. If it does have power locks, you might want to put it up under the hood seal here, so it's outside by the windshield wiper arm. That way you can get to it even if you can't undo your locks with your power lock remote, or your key doesn't work or something like that, you can still hide it under here, and it blends in. It's a nice black color that'll blend with the trim on your car. But since that's not an issue for me, I'm just going to put it right under here where it's nice and clean. So peel off the adhesive, stick it right on there. Then I'll zip tie this cord a little bit later. That's not very interesting for the video. Alright, so after placing the switch, the last connection to make is to plug in the male end of this plug into the unit. It goes right here. Good solid connection. I'll zip tie that later. And the last thing to do, hook the positive cable back up. And tighten it down. And just public service announcement, if you don't clean your battery terminals very often, this is a prime time to do that. Good opportunity. Can save you trouble. Okay, good and tight. That's all you have to do. Very easy to install. Takes very few tools. And definitely for the value it provides, I think it's a great investment. I would highly recommend getting one. Unfortunately, I can't show you it in action because I have a good battery here, but like I said before, all you have to do is punch the little button. It'll restore the connection, which allows the juice that's in the battery to start your motor up. So enjoy it.